Right now, we have somebody new that we've never interviewed before. It's David Lister. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. All right. Now, you are the producer of Paradox Lost, right?
Yeah.
Now, tell me, how did you first get into the world of webcomics?
Wow. Well, it was a long time ago. It was really just something that I wanted to do, was get into manga and comic books in general, and there really weren't any comics at the time, so it was just a website. I threw my work online for friends to look at and critique, give me an idea of what I was doing right, what was terrible. And it kind of took off from there as the whole manga craze hit soon after that. And it was actually Kelly Blackwell from an old magazine called An America discovered it, contacted me, dragged me out to conventions, and I got into professional illustration through that. So it's kind of by accident.
Nice. That's a great way to happen, though. Now tell us a little bit about the series that you're producing, the Paradox Lost.
Paradox Lost is sort of a lighthearted parody of everything pop culture and geeky that I've always been interested in, like manga, video games, especially video games. And the reason I did that is because it was practice, and a science fiction parody is something that you can have a very broad amount of material to work with. So if I want to draw spaceships, or if I want to draw zombies, or if I want to draw secret agents, I have the ability to do just about all of that. And that forces me to draw things that I wouldn't normally draw. Like I didn't really do a whole lot of technical design, like guns and ships and things like that. So when those parts of the comic came up, it sort of forced me into it. So it was really just practice. But yeah, and also I have a very short attention span, so this keeps it interesting for me too.
Now, real quick, let's show some of the artwork that you did bring.
Oh yeah, this is an example of some of the comics that you'll find on the site. Just traditional black and white manga. I also do colored illustrations and things like that. This is the sort of thing that I might do as a print to sell from the website, or maybe an illustration for, I do work for various magazines or video games. This was a piece I did for Halloween.
Now, how has manga changed over the years since you've gotten involved?
Wow, a lot. There's a lot more of it now. Companies are producing pretty much everything and anything that they can, and it's really changed quite a bit. When I first was into it, I didn't even know it was manga. I was interested in Robotech and Transformers and all that stuff, Star Blazers, and I couldn't find it anywhere, so I began drawing it on my own. And that was great for when it did become large. I was able to develop a pretty big fan base pretty quickly because it was popular and I was already doing it. So after the big manga boom with like Tokyo Pop and everything like that, things really changed. The fan base I've noticed has become a lot younger and a lot larger. Conventions used to be much smaller and maybe a 5 to 10% population of girls. Now it's for everybody. Yeah. Exactly. It's great. It's great.
Now, what is the best from this list of... You're going to cut this out, John. Oh, okay. What is the best from this list? Rice, coffee, or Legos?
Well, I would have to start with coffee because I don't really have a bloodstream. I have a coffee stream. I use coffee instead of sleep. That's how I do this for full time. And I live off rice, but my dream is to live in a Lego castle, like with broadband internet.
Okay. How long do you think that's going to take?
I'm still working on it, but I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, for the rest of the year, what kind of projects or goals do you have?
Too many. I've been working with a couple different publishers on actually putting a book out because I'd rather somebody else do it. I'd rather just do the drawing and have somebody else handle the book. And I've been looking at a few publishers who are interested, and I just have to decide at this point. And I'm working on a bunch of other projects having to do with video games and even television. So not a whole lot that I can really talk too much in depth, but I have a lot on my plate.
That's great. It's a pleasure to meet you, Dave.
You as well.
And I hope that you have an awesome con this weekend.
Thank you. It's been great so far.
Good.
You as well.
Thanks.